When I first saw Heidi, she was radiant, an absolutely beautiful woman.
I felt like I haven't lived for the last 10 years.
I think people don't truly understand what it is to have someone you can share everything with.
We have the same goals, to go out there and make memories.
She takes care of my heart, and that means more to me than anything.
I'm looking forward to living, and I'm sharing that with someone who is looking forward to the same thing. He came to the building the first time. We had our whole computer system revamped, and he was one of the IT technicians.
The first impression you get is that this woman obviously likes plants.
I had seen him a couple of times, had a lot of people tell me that he was really interested in me, and I didn't even know who he was.
Her cubicle was filled with them. You had to duck your head to get into her office.
He would talk to me every so often, especially about all my plants that I had, and then that was it. It was just, hi, how you doing, how the plants, and that was it.
Turning around, you'd hit a plant. Sitting down, a plant touched you. I mean, you moved into that cubicle, and there were plants.
And he just walked in my office one day out of the blue, just no warning whatsoever, and he was upset over a prior relationship. I can't remember anything that he was telling me about this last relationship. All I heard was, it's ending and I have a chance.
I was going through all these troubles with this other relationship, and I found myself in her office, spilling my guts, just telling her how many different problems I was having, what would you do in this scenario, and then at one point I stopped in the conversation and says, I don't know why I'm telling you my business. That's exactly my words.
I remember when I was telling him that I was going on vacation for 2 weeks, because he was just real sweet, almost a little shy, but.
Well, I rose and got ready to go and says, well, enjoy yourself. I hope you have a wonderful vacation.
It's like, okay, ask me out. He wouldn't ask me out.
And she again kind of baited me a little bit, I guess you would say.
I said, okay, we could get together for lunch, you know.
And again, me being very reserved at the time and a little shy, I said, that would be nice. And I continued to press my way to the door.
I'm still waiting. Ask for my number. Ask for my number.
And eventually Heidi says, do you want my telephone number, kind of thing. And I took her number, and
I knew if I let him walk out of the office, I couldn't let him walk out the office without setting something up before I left, for 2 weeks.
It's like a brick hit you in the head, dude, when you wake up, she's interested.
That's how we finally went out. And we laugh about that now. It's a little slow.
We wind up having lunch.
And we met our first lunch. We had it at Macaroni Grill. We talked 3 hours before we even ate.
I was early, actually, and I did not know what kind of car she drove. And there was a horrible accident at that intersection, just in front of the restaurant. And I called her. She didn't answer the phone.
He called me. I guess there was a bad accident real near the place, and he didn't know what car I drove.
I began to worry. I called again, sitting in my car. And as the medical vehicles and police cars were coming up to this accident, I began to worry even more. And I got out of my car, and I started walking towards the accident to see if it was her. Again, because I didn't know, and I said, I just met this woman. This can't happen. Please, not now. And as I stepped off the curb towards the accident, just as I got to the police line, she answered the phone.
Because he sounded really panicked. And he goes, well, there was this bad accident, and he was on his way down there to see if it was me or not. And I thought, oh, how sweet.
she was kind of wondering why I kept calling. And I said, well, there's an accident out front. I thought, I was praying that it wasn't you, but I didn't know what you were driving. She says, well, you're early. I said, well, yeah, sorry. But that was just something that I knew there was something different about her, and the possibility of having a relationship with someone like her intrigued me.
We sat there and we talked for 3 hours before we even ordered food. And, of course, he was a typical guy. He told me he called me and had me waiting for, a week before he called me back.
Love means so many different things, and you're all that matters. This is all I ever ask of you.
It is said that as you begin your new life together, you start a new dream. You will share laughter, you will share hope, and you will share dreams. And whatever life may bring, you stand forever by each other and always love each other with all of your heart.
When you feel afraid.
Our first movie.
King Kong. We skipped work.
What was our first movie?
She's a movie buff.
Oh, see, this is bad. I can't remember. We've seen so many movies.
In the past, I never really had anybody I'd like to go to a movie with. But we played hooky one day.
I think our first movie was King Kong.
Come to my shoulder when you are weak. Wake me up when you cannot sleep.
We were on the way home back to Denver. I'm not sure what city that was at that point. And he saw a go-kart track.
And I asked her, has she ever ridden a go-kart? She said no. And she was a little apprehensive about it. And, of course, being the man I am, I'm talking junk.
And we did a U-turn in the middle of the street. I had never ridden a go-kart before. And at first I was like, I don't know if I want to get on. I was kind of afraid to get on these things.
My chest is all swollen up because I knew I was going to outrun her.
Says, I'm going to smoke you. I said, I beat him so bad. In fact, I got up to him side by side in my car. I had to slow down to wait till he got up to me. I looked over and I went,
She got me pretty bad, actually. She would slow down and let me catch up, and then step on the gas and laugh at me the whole way as she was going past me and stuff. I couldn't even get in front of her to block her. She wouldn't let me by. She was quite good at it, actually. So
I think that's when I knew, this is the one. We just have too much fun together.
I don't think it's an effort to make it fun with us. It is fun because we are both adventurous, but I think that the most part about us is that we get along so well and we enjoy each other's company so much.
That's all I ever ask. That's all I ever ask of you.
Let me tell you, for the rest of my life I'll be true. Here to tell you this evening, and the rest of my days and nights belong.
I said, I need to see you. She's like, what do you mean? I said, I need to see you. I can't hold on to this anymore. And so I met her at the house.
I knew he had the ring.
And proceeded to run through the house. Not physically run, but just, all over the place around the house.
He had to chase me down.
And I said, I got to ask you something. She says, wait a minute. And she kept going around the house, not doing